Hey everyone, in front of us we have the Beileshi Micro Red Dot Gun Sight. I purchased this at the end of 2024 for about $20 off of Amazon. They've gone up to about $22 now. If you've looked around the channel or watched the channel for a while, you've seen that I've purchased quite a few of these, well not quite a few, several of these what you would call lower end or budget end or poverty end micro red dot sights. And I saw this one for $20 and I thought, you know what, I bet I can find a practical purpose for this gun sight that at least at the $20 price point makes it worth buying. Before we get into that practical application, let's go ahead and see what we got for our $22 in our fancy box. It's really quite nicely printed, very shiny. Let it get close so you can read all the fancy features that it has. Dual illumination, red green. What is that? 11 brightness settings, optimal visibility in any light conditions. 2 MAO red dot sight allows for accurate both eyes open shooting. Riser mount is optional. Oh, there you go. It does come with the riser mount, and it says 2 MAO here, but on the listing on Amazon it says 4 MAO. Maybe that's part of why they decided to make it $20. Here's the other side of the box. Made in China, like many of these things. It'd be really nice if maybe the manufacturer of some of these really cheap small electro devices like this moved back to the United States. Elevation adjustment, windage adjustment, locking screw, battery, electronic switches, red green show. One of the greatest shows out of Canada ever. Although, you know, I think when we open this up, we're going to see that there's a bit of a difference between what we see here on the box and what we get inside. Well, not here, but here. Although, oh, no, that's what it is. They just, you know, I was commenting about how great this box was because it's all nice and shiny, but what they've done is they just used this box for 2 different models. So I guess you have to know which one you're getting because this is the 2 MAO one. Although they say 2 MAO on both of them, now that I see that. But this is the model. This is the $20 model. You know, hadn't even realized that before. Such a fancy box. You get 2 descriptions. Let's pull it out. And well, don't need those there. Not now. There's our riser. It's Picatinny riser. It's not bad. You can see through it. I mean, decent for whatever that is worth. Now in our application we're not going to be using the riser. Before we actually take this out of its fancy plastic bag, oh, there's its nice branding. Let's see what else we have in the box. Another made in China. We have a lens cleaner. We have a red dot sights instruction. We have the ubiquitous 2032 battery. I think it's interesting how many of the low-end or lower-end micro red dots use this battery. And the Allen key, or Allen wrench, whichever you prefer, or hex wrench, if you prefer that. Let's go ahead and pull it out of the bag. I've already pulled it out of the bag before and looked at it. We have some lens covers. Those are nice. Take those off. Those will probably break within, I don't know, a week. There's the front of the sight. Actually looks pretty good compared to a lot of these that I've seen. I don't see a lot of misalignment or glue or anything like that. You can see the O-ring, so at least we know it's there. Oh, well, where's that cloth? I fogged up the back lens. We can put our complimentary cloth right to work right now. Okay, there we go. And the back, pretty similar actually. I'm really not disappointed at all with this. So, you know, I did take it out, but I didn't actually look at these features before because, you know, try to give a fair evaluation. But for what I wanted to do with it, I kind of needed to see if it would hopefully work. Now, like I said, I actually don't see any adhesive or anything going on back there that make me question the quality control, at least of this. Doesn't mean it's going to hold up or anything, but that's a good sign. When things look aligned and you don't see a lot of excess anything hanging out, that's good. Relative fit and finish on it for $20. So far, so good. For battery compartment, pretty standard. Tells you the battery size that you need. Let's go ahead and set this back down. Set it right here on its instruction manual. Grab our battery out. See if it's still good. It should be. These batteries last quite a while. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've had some of these batteries last a long time, and I was really surprised that they were still good. And then other ones that were pretty brand new and they didn't hold up or last at all. Okay, now we have a little very small dot there that indicates where we're located in our intensity. Let me see, I'm gonna try to, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. You probably won't. Probably won't be able to get lined up with the camera, honestly. Let's just flip through them. Maybe eventually you'll be able to see it. Maybe, oh, nope. No. Oh, there we go. It does not look that big. Let's go back. You know, that once we got it that big, at least we could see it better. Oh. Now you can pick it up there. I'll go all the way down to 1 where you won't be able to see it. Maybe if I bring it all the way down here, you'll be able to see it. I doubt it. No. Let me see if I can see it. Oh yeah, it's just the light down here is very bright. So on 1, you can't really see it. And it is very small. I don't really have a way to measure it, but I would say compared to other red dot sights that I know have about a 2 MAO, it's probably closer to a 3, but it is kind of blurry. Might be able to see it there. Now, it's gonna just look gigantic for you. Now let's see what the green looks like. Like I said, for you guys, it's just gonna look gigantic. It actually looks pretty good. I guess maybe I kept it on red. Or, no, this does only have red, apparently. Which is fine. It does say that it has red and green though, so I'm not sure if there's some way to switch that, as the other ones that I've had that were red and green and were of this price point, you just turned it one way and it was red, turned it one way it was green, but this seems to just more have 11 settings. You know what, let's look in the instructions. That's why instructions are good. Maybe. Yep, that is everything that it came with. And several other models. Yeah, I'm thinking, from what I can see, this is probably only red. Because this other model here has a red-green activation switch. Our model here does not. This one has a red-green, also a red-green. Again, great Canadian programming, Ranger gourd. And again, red-green there. And also even on that one. But ours does not list that, so I am really guessing. Oh, and on this other model, this manual covers a lot. Well, we have the Mark 1, so actually, definitely only red. Mark 1, red. The rest of them, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. But just that red. And it says 3 to 4. Well, those are our important characteristics for our sight there. And, okay. Shockproof, that's good, given what we're going to be putting it on. Interesting. Here we have its limitations, its adjustments. If you want to take a look at it there, it's this column here. installation, integral weaver or Picatinny base. Red Dot Sight offers all the advantages of a reflex sight in an extra compact package. Oh, dropped my mic. That was not scripted. Anyway, yeah, no, just basic filler, talking about sights, tells you how to, oh, tighten mount screw to between. Wow, that's a lot. 45 and 65 inch-pounds. Well, I guess that's not a lot when it's inch-pounds, but still that's a fair amount. Bore sighting, operating windage adjustments, we're not there yet. Especially for the mark, no, we don't need that one. Okay. Well, now that we know what we have here, let's take a look at what we're going to be doing with it. Go a little wider. Well, that's still the sight. But what we're going to be doing with it, so we're going to be mounting it to my Santa Fe model 1949 or Moss 36 post-war sporterized bolt action rifle. And the reason we're going to be doing that is because although there are a lot of cool aspects to this rifle, I am not a fan, if I can get it to focus, there we go, of this rear sight. It's not bad, and I'm sure on the actual stock military rifle, it's pretty okay. But with this short barrel and our single little blade up here, our very high, tall blade, I'm just not a fan of it. And I really like shooting this rifle, so I thought I want to do something to make it a little more, I don't know, fun. A little more fun. And if I can take and mount our $20 micro red dot sight here, which it does seem to fit for the most part, well, that might make this a lot more fun to shoot. Fortunately for me, the ammunition for this isn't the cheapest, so kind of makes it so no matter how much I want to shoot it, I can't necessarily afford to. And let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm planning on doing, and then probably go up to the garage and do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of chopping, bobbing and weaving. Where's our Allen screw? First thing I want to do is tighten this Allen screw all the way in, because something I noticed before when I was doing some, like I said, test fitting, was that here, let's zoom in a little more. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it very well, even zoomed in. I might have to back her off just a tad. There we go. Well, you still can't really see it very well, but the screw, the threads on the screw for the sight actually put a little bit of a mark here, and I don't care for that. And it also means it's interfering with where we're going to mount it here. Now, something else, you can move, I don't want to remove the original stock sight, and I don't have to, as long as I remove some material from here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark on our threads as tight as it will need to get, or can get. And from here down, I'll take this to the belt sander and I will take these threads off and probably flatten this out a bit right here. And a black marker, not really the best to use on a black screw, although you will be able to see it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to see here, but just to CYA, something that works quite well on here. Just a pencil. Pencil actually marks quite well on the screw and the black, and I've actually used it here to start marking where I think I want to remove material from. But, and you can kind of see I've made a mark here. I'm actually going to probably remove more like this much material from the front on both sides. I'm still going to probably just remove a small amount relatively back from the back, probably here from both sides. And, well, I'm going to have to flip it over to do the other markings, but I'll do that off camera because you don't really need to see all that. You just need to see the end result. Well, kind of. And the reason why is because as I was doing some testing, I noticed that this knob, the adjustment here, hits the bolt. And I am not going to be modifying anything on the rifle. So if I move this ever so slightly forward, it just misses that. And I'm not worried about my contact for clamping because this is only this wide anyway. So I think even if I removed, honestly, I could probably remove that much material all the way from both sides if I wanted. And maybe I would, but I'm not going to. That would probably still be enough to hold it in place, at least for my purposes. I mean, I'm not trying to make some sort of competition, super accurate rifle out of this, just something that's a little more fun to shoot, and accurate would be preferred. So now that I know what I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do, let's take it up to the garage and start cutting pieces off of things, because that's always fun. Well, unfortunately, we've had to declare defeat, success, defeat in mounting our Beileshi compact micro red dot sight to our Santa Fe model 1949 Moss 36 post-war sporterized bolt action rifle. In that, no matter how, as you can see, I tried to modify the bottom of our micro red dot sight, there was something that continually interfered with my efforts to mount that, and that would be the bolt handle. The unfortunate bolt handle kept coming up and smacking our adjustment. Now, if I would have used a different micro red dot with the adjustment over here, I probably could have put it right down on top of this rail. But as it is, I basically had to use the riser as a pinch mount and then mount our micro red dot to that. Now, I do not care for the extremely high distance it is off of our bore axis. I mean, that is stupidly high, like AK high. But the rifle does function, which is most important. And you might wonder why I have it so far set for, why I have it so far forward on this mount, is because given the short stock, it gives you a little bit better eye relief for it. Now, I've shouldered it a couple times. It is okay. I mean, I don't even think I can, yeah, you can't even quite see down in there. But it is very high. You cannot co-witness with these sights with the risers, so kind of pointless there. And it looks really, really dumb. Really dumb. But what it may do is facilitate a little bit of fast shooting with it, possibly. I doubt it. In fact, I really think there's a good chance that this will probably come loose and then my zero will be lost anyway. But this does show you that if you want to, with the riser, you could mount this on here. Now, honestly, if I'd wanted to keep whittling away at different pieces of this mount, I might have actually been able to get it to fit on there the way I'd intended it to. But no matter what, this bolt handle kept hitting the adjustment. And I would either have to take a little bit off the bolt handle here or a lot off of this adjustment, and that would just basically ruin the sight. So I will go ahead and try it out like this, and maybe it'll work out. Maybe I'll say, hey, go ahead, mount that riser. in the end, for a $20 micro red dot, if I can get this to hold 0 and function, it'll be great. I don't know how much I'll like it better than the original sights, but like I said, I am not a big fan of this little peep and this goofy blade out here. Like I said, that's a big blade with no wings. This is a little peep, and as I said, on the military version, the original factory version, I'm sure that that is more than sufficient. In fact, it's probably a great sight, but once you cut it down and you have that big front sight sticking up there and that little peep in the back, it just kind of blows. So we'll see how this red dot holds up, if it can stay there, hold 0, and in the future I'll get back to you and let you know whether it was garbage or a good idea. I mean, so far I'm pretty happy with it, other than that it is giantly high off the bore, which is kind of both comfortable and uncomfortable. So like I said, in the future we'll shoot it some, we'll see how it goes, and I'll probably tell you, you know, kind of worth $20. Anyways, if you sticked around to the end, like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.